Hello and welcome. If you're new here, I just recently created this channel to help student pilots understand certain topics that might be coming up throughout your training. And today we're going to be talking about VOR positioning and how to understand where you are in relation to the VOR, or radial, for example. So let's start with this. I want you to imagine that you've set 190 in your OBS. There are quite a few things that might be showing up on your instrument indications, and we're going to go through those. So the first thing that I really want you to understand, and that's going to be super important, is that when you have the radial set, your radial is always going to be coming from the station. Okay, so as you can see here, we have 190 set, and this is our station right here. Everything on this side is from the station. So I put 190 at the top here so it's easier for you to visualize, but this is 90 degrees right of 190 and 90 degrees left of 190. So you just need to remember that the radial is coming from the station, and then everything on this side is going to be to the station. So think about it like this, right? If you set 190 here, and your plane is right over here, you're on the other side of that station. You're not heading to the station anymore, you're heading outbound this way. Now if you're on this side, you're going to be heading to the station, right? The station's right there. So anything on this side is going to be a to flag. Now, oh, whoopsie, totally did not mean to do that. Now let's talk about an example here. So let's say you've set your plane right here, okay? There we go. And we want to talk about what we're going to be seeing on our instrument when we have our plane over here in relation to this radial. So first of all, you want to think, are you left or are you right of the radial? If we wanted to get from over here and we wanted to intercept the 190 radial, are we going to need to turn left or right? The answer to that is we're going to need to turn right, okay? We are left, of course, of the 190 radial. We need to turn right in order to get there. So our needle is going to be fully deflected right, like this. And then our flag, is it going to be a from or a to? Well, we already have it set here. It's going to be a from flag, right? So if we were in this quadrant in relation to the 190 radial, we are going to have a from flag. Our OBS is going to be 190, and our needle is going to be deflected to the right. And one important thing to remember here is your heading does not matter. Let's say your plane is angled a completely different direction. Let's say your plane is angled like this. You would still be on the from side of that radial, but in order to get to this 190 radial, it's still going to be to the right of you. You are left, of course, of that radial. So in order to intercept it, we would need to go to the right, okay? Let's talk about another example here. So let's go on this side. Let's say this is our plane. We are still on the from side. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Now, are we going to need to go left to get to the radial, or are we going to need to go right? And the answer to that is left, okay? So now, if we were on this side, your needle is going to be fully deflected left, for example. And that means we are right, of course, okay? So we're on the right side of that radial. When the needle is to the left like this, it's telling us you need to go left. It's basically telling us where to go. We need to go left. Obviously, we get to choose our intercept angle and stuff, but main idea is we need to go left to get to that radial. So I hope that would make sense so far. Let's move on to the to side. Let's say your plane is over here. Now, is our flag going to be showing from, or is it going to be showing to? The answer is our flag is going to be showing to. We are on the to side of the 190 radial. We would need to be heading to the VOR if we were on this side, okay? And the other thing now that we need to figure out is which way would our needle be deflected? Well, let's think about it. The 190 radial here Are we to the left of course or to the right of course? We are to the left of the 190 radial. So which way would we need to go in order to get to that radial? Do we need to go left here or do we need to go right? And I'm sure you know the answer is we'd need to go right. Our needle would be deflected right. Okay? And then let's move on to the other quadrant now. So let's say we're over here. Once again, we have our to flag, okay? Our plane is not headed from the VOR. We're on this side and we're trying to head to the VOR. So we know that our from flag is going to indicate to. We've set 190 OBS. And now, which way is our needle going to be deflected? Well, what do you think? Do we need to go right to intercept the 190 radial, or do we need to go left to intercept the 190 radial? We need to go left. Okay, so our needle is going to be deflected left like this, telling us that that radial is on our left. We need to go to the left in order to intercept that radial. So I hope that makes sense. There are one or two more things that can happen, which I'll talk about briefly. But let's think about it like this too. What if our plane was over here, okay, this X? First of all, that X is kind of wonky, but you know, we're over there. Is our flag going to be from or to? Our flag is going to be to, right? Because we've set 190 radial. We are not on the from side of that radial. We're trying to head to the VOR from the opposite side. So we know that we're going to have a to flag. We're going to have OBS set as 190. And our needle, is it going to be centered? Yes. So our needle would be centered. The radial is not to our left, it's not to our right, it's centered. So that's how we know that we would be over here if our needle was centered. We had a to signal, a to flag, and then our OBS is set as 190. What if we were directly on this here? Well, we're no longer on the from or the to side. So what does that mean? Our flag is going to be showing an off, okay? Now, we've been told that our flag shows off when we're directly over the VOR, but it can also show off when we're directly 90 degrees over here, or if we're directly 90 degrees over here. So I'll draw that plane there too. Okay, so those are two X's there. And now that we know the flag shows off, what about our needle? If we are over here, okay, directly 90 degrees left, of course, what do you think our needle is going to show? Do we need to go to the right to get to the 190 radial, or do we need to go to the left? We need to go to the right. So our flag is going to be off, but our needle is going to be deflected to the right. And then with this side, we have our off flag, right? We're directly 90 degrees right of it, but we are right, of course. So this time our flag is going to be showing to the left, okay? I hope that makes sense. Those are just a couple of examples of what your VOR indications might mean for you. That's the most I could think of explaining right now. If there's anything that wasn't clear, let me know. I'll try my best to explain something a little more in depth. But for the most part, the easiest way to figure this out is to really draw your quadrants. Okay, draw your quadrants, draw where the radial is coming from, and remember that your radial is coming from the VOR. If you're on the opposite side, you're going to have a to flag, but if you're on that same side, 90 degrees left or right, within those degrees, then it's going to be a from sign. Just don't forget your quadrants. That's really going to help you with the from or the to flags. And remember, the heading doesn't matter. Just put your plane in one of those quadrants. If you want, you can label it like an X, and then the heading won't mess you up. I hope that helped. If there's anything I can clear up, let me know. Any other questions you would like me to go over, let me know, and I'd be happy to do so. I'll see you in the next video.